Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, let us start. Remember, we have been learning chapter 6 agriculture. We have already discussed about different types of farming in India, then about the cropping seasons, and today we shall learn about the different crops grown in India. Now I shall share my screen. So here we have these major crops grown in India, and so these major crops can be discussed okay, under different categories: food crops, non-food crops. Okay, so a variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of the country depending upon the variation in the soil, then climate, then cultivation practices. So these are the factors affecting uh, the cultivation of crops. Okay, soil, then climate, and then uh, this mode of farming. So these are the important factors affecting the types of farming and major crops grown. And in India, major crops grown are given here. Okay, given here: rice, wheat, millet, pulses, tea, coffee, sugarcane, oilseed, cotton, and jute, etc. So these are the major crops grown in India. But today we shall discuss only about growing of the food crops. So before we start, okay, whenever we learn about the food crops, okay, or any other types of crops, we have to learn, okay, about, first of all, we have to learn about geographical requirements. Okay, we have to learn about geographical requirements. So under geographical requirements, we have to learn about climatic conditions. Okay, so here we have to know about rainfall. Okay, then temperature, then we have to know about the soil. Okay, and after that, actually here other factors also there: labor, for example. Sometimes machines are used, sometimes not used. And one more thing we have to learn is that we have to know about the growing areas also. Okay, we have to know about the growing areas of these major crops. So with these points, let us start. So first we have rice. So this is the staple food crop, most important food crop of a majority of the people in India. That is, most of the Indians eat rice. Okay, staple means principal. Okay, principal food crop, most important food crop of majority of Indians. And our country is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. China is the largest producer of rice. After China, we have India. Okay, so this is the position of India in the world. And about these geographical requirements, so this is a kharif crop. What do you mean by kharif crop? What do you mean by rabi crops? We have already learned. Okay, so rice is a kharif crop that is grown in the beginning of the southwest monsoon season. Okay, and since this is a kharif crop, it requires high temperature. Rice requires high temperature, that is above 25 degrees Celsius, and high humidity. means high this quantity of water vapor in the atmosphere, and the annual rainfall above 100 centimeter. Okay, if less than 100 centimeter, irrigation is required as given here. See, in the areas of less rainfall, it grows with the help of irrigation. So amount rainfall should be more than 100 centimeters or more. Okay, and about the soil, actually it is not mentioned, but as you see here in this photograph, so this is about the cultivation of rice. Okay, and here the most suitable one is the alluvial. Okay, alluvial soil is the most fertile and the most suitable soil for growing rice. And the alluvial also, I think you have learned in class 9 also, and in the first chapter also, we have two types of alluvium in India, in the northern India. We have Bhangar and we have Khadar. Khadar, which is the new one, actually is more fertile than the Bhangar. So Khadar soil is very much suitable for growing rice. And all of you are familiar with the rice. Okay, so this is the rice that is paddy to be harvested in the field, actually ready to harvest. So this is about cultivation of rice, and here this map shows the growing areas of rice. Okay, growing areas of rice in India, and here we have two sets. The darker one represents major areas. Just see here, this area, okay, comprises a major growing area rice, and this one shows the minor areas here. Here, okay, these are the minor areas. And about the growing regions, so before we learn about the growing regions, so about the lever. Okay, about lever, see, as I have mentioned here, so about lever here, about the lever, actually rice require a lot of this manpower. Okay, so in the hilly areas we cannot use the machines, also we can use the tractors also. And in the underdeveloped and developing countries, cultivation of rice is done mainly by hand. Okay, all these transplantation work, preparation of the field, then transplantation work, then harvesting, all these are mainly done by the manual labor. So this is about labor. And about the growing areas, it is given here. Rice is grown in the plains of north. Okay, and in the northeastern India, in the whole northeastern India grows rice, whether it may be a hill area or maybe plain area. Then coastal areas, delta regions. Okay, so all these areas, in all these areas, rice is grown. And development of drains network and canal irrigation and tube wells have made possible to grow rice in the areas of less rainfall, that is in Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh, and a part of Rajasthan. Actually here in this area, so in this area, actually rice is cultivated with the help of irrigation. Actually, Punjab is also important producer of rice. Haryana also, western UP also, then northern part of Rajasthan. In all these areas, we have cattle irrigation as well as tubewell irrigation. And here, rice is grown mainly for selling. Okay, rice is grown mainly for selling. That is for commercial purposes. Whereas in the rest of the country, here in the coastal areas, this is our food crop here. Okay, and here in the northeast India also, so this is a food crop. So this is a subsistence crop here in our northeast India. And here we have one more map here. Okay, and so this map shows top 10 rice producing states in the year 2016-17. Okay, so here West Bengal is the largest producer of rice, then comes Uttar Pradesh, and then come Punjab. Okay, and then After this, here we have Orissa, then Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Telangana. Okay, Andhra Pradesh is here, Telangana is here, and Tamil Nadu is here. So these are the top rice producing states, and in the northeastern India we have Assam also. Okay, so these are the important rice producing states in India. Are you clear, boys and girls? Any question? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then next important food crop is wheat. So this is the second most important cereal crop. Okay, food crop. And after rice, so this is the second most important food crop. And so this wheat is the main food crop in the north and the northwestern part of the country, that is in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan area. Okay, and about the geographical requirement, so this is a rabi crop. Okay, so we started growing this wheat in winter, and it requires cool growing season. So temperature actually must be less than 25, unlike rice. So from 22, okay, to 25, or sometimes even less than 22 also it can be grown, but it must be less than 25. And about these other requirements, bright sunshine is required at the time of ripening. At the time of harvesting, bright sunshine is required, and the amount rainfall should be between 50 to 75 centimeter. The annual rainfall should be between 50 to 75 centimeters, evenly distributed over the growing season. However, if the rainfall is less than 50 centimeter, irrigation is required. Okay, and so about the soil, actually again this alluvial. Okay, so alluvial soil is best suited for growing wheat, whether it may be Bhangar or Khadar. And about the labor, actually here in most of these areas in the north and the northwestern part of the country, here in some state it is mechanized. Tractors and other machines are used in growing wheat, and there is no transplantation work in the case of wheat like the growing of rice. Okay, and about the growing areas, two important wheat growing zones are here in the country. The first one is the Salus Plains, Ganga Salus Plains in the northwest, and another one is black soil region of the Deccan region. Okay, and major wheat producing states in India are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan. And about wheat, if you look at this map here, okay, so this the set shows major growing areas. So here we have the major growing areas, so covering northern part of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, western UP, then Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh also there, Madhya Pradesh also there. And these are the other areas. Okay, these are the other minor areas about the growing areas. And so here this is what we call Ganga Salus plain area. Okay, so this area, this Ganga area is here, then Salus river is here. And we have one more okay, we have one more map showing the distribution of wheat in India. So this is top 10 wheat producing state 2015-16, and here we have Uttar Pradesh here, number one. Then Madhya Pradesh is here, Okay, then Punjab is here, then Haryana, then Rajasthan is here, and Bihar is here, Gujarat, then West Bengal, and Uttarakhand. So these are the top wheat producing states, and other areas also there. So these are the major areas. So this is wheat cultivation. Okay, this is wheat cultivation. Up to here, any question, boys and girls? Any question? Okay, if you don't have questions, so let me continue. You should respond, okay, whether it is clear or not. Otherwise, I cannot recognize whether network is there or not. So let us continue. And next we have millets. Okay, so we have three types of millets grown in India: Jawar, Bajra, and Ragi. Okay, Jawar, Bajra, Ragi. So these are the three types of millets grown in India. And so these millets, okay, these millets are also known as coarse grains, big grains. Okay, coarse food grains. Coarse means big. And so these millets have very high nutritional value. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, calcium, other micronutrients, and the rub gas, that is fiber. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, calcium, then other micronutrients and rub gas. And so about the production, okay, so jawar is the third most important food crops with respect to area and production. So after rice and wheat, jawar is the third most important food crop. Okay, with respect to area and production. So about geographical requirements, see, this is a rain-fed crop. Irrigation is not required. Mostly grown in the moist areas where the soil is wet. Okay, where the humidity is there, and however, it hardly needs irrigation. That means it does not require irrigation. And major jawar producing states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. So these are the important jawar producing states. So, so this photograph shows jawar cultivation. Sorry, bajra cultivation. Okay, so here we have some photographs of okay, let us see the photograph after reading the text. Bajra grows well on sandy soils. Okay, bajra. Bajra grows well on these sandy soils and shallow black soils. Okay, so it can be grown in the sandy soils also. It can be grown in Rajasthan desert, and it also can be grown in the shallow black soils. So major bajra producing states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana. So these are the important bajra growing areas. And about ragi, okay, ragi, this is another type of millet. Ragi is a crop of dry regions and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy, shallow black soil. That means it can be grown in any type of soil. Okay, this ragi can be grown in any type of soil, and it requires also less moisture, and it hardly requires irrigation, and it requires high temperature. Okay, and the important these uh, growing areas, important ragi growing areas are these Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand, Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the important ragi growing areas. Okay. And next important crop is maize. Okay, next important crop is maize. And see, it is a crop which is used both as food and a fodder. So maize is used both as a food, as a fodder, that is food for the animals. Okay, and about the geographical requirement, so this is a kharif crop, and it requires temperature between 21 to 27 degrees Celsius, and grows well in the old alluvial soil. And in some states like Bihar, maize is also grown in the Rabi season also. That means in some part of India, okay, where temperature is not so low, in those areas also, even in the winter also, if the temperature is not so low, it can be grown. That maize can be grown. Okay. And here, use of modern inputs such as ISYV sheets, fertilizers, and irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. So about how to increase the production of maize, see, if we use modern input like high yielding varieties of seeds, then if we apply chemical fertilizers, then if we provide irrigation, then the productivity is very high. Okay, and about the growing areas, here Karnataka, then Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So in these areas, maize is grown. And here I think this photograph shows the harvesting of maize here. Okay. And the last one we have these pulses. Okay. So India is the largest producer of pulses as well as the largest consumer. Okay, India is the largest producer as well as the consumer of pulses in the world. And why India is the largest producer and the largest consumer? Because see here, these pulses are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. So most of the Indians, okay, are vegetarian, and these pulses are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet, and that is why India is the largest consumer of pulses in the world. Okay, and major pulses are grown in India are these tur, that is arhar. We call it mairongbi in Manipuri. Okay, then urad. This is known as sagol hawai in Manipuri. Okay, then mung dal, then masuri, that is masuri dal. Okay, masur, then pea, and gram. So these are the important pulses grown in India, and out of these, some are kharif crops and some are rabi crops. For example, peas, gram. So these are important rabi crops. The remaining are kharif crops. Okay, and pulses need less moisture. About geographical requirement, pulses need less moisture and survive even in the dry conditions. Being a leguminous crop, okay, being a creeper, being a leguminous crop, all these crop except arhar. Actually, arhar is a a small plant, okay, a small plant, just like a tree. Help in restoring soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the air. That means leguminous crops are very important in restoring the soil fertility by fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, and therefore these pulses are mostly grown in rotation with the other crops. That means after harvesting paddy, we may grow pulses to restore the fertility. Okay, and just see here. Here, actually see here. If you see this photograph, I think here you may be seeing nodules. Okay, so you may be seeing. So these are root nodules. Okay. So these are called root nodules. Okay, nodules. And so one kind of bacteria known as rhizobium, okay, known as rhizobium is present in these root nodules. And the bacteria present in the root nodules of the leguminous crop help in fixing the nitrogen from the free atmosphere. See here, this is the surface of the earth, and here in the atmosphere we have nitrogen gas, and this nitrogen from the air is fixed in the soil by these bacteria present in this root nodule. Okay, so this is the importance of growing these leguminous crops in the field. It helps in restoring the fertility. Okay, in this way. And about the growing areas, let's see here. Growing areas of pulses are, we have Madhya Pradesh, we have Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and Karnataka. So these are the important pulse growing areas. Are you clear, boys and girls? Any question? Okay, now let us look some photographs. Okay, just see here. This is what? This is urad. Okay, let us try to identify. So this is urad, a type of dal. Okay, this is the split urad. And see, I think you are familiar with this picture. This is corn or this maize farming. Okay, and here, what is this? What is this? This is gram. Okay, gram farming in West Bengal. I think you are also familiar with this. This is wheat, close-up view. So this is wheat going to be harvested. And this is what we call arhar. Okay, this is arhar, tur, also known as tur. This is jawar. Okay, this is jawar farming. Jawar. So this is the harvested jawar, process one. Okay, this is jawar harvested. The grain, actually the food grain. And actually, what is this? We are eating this one. So this is mesio rice. And so here a woman is harvesting wheat, okay, in Raisen district of Madhya Pradesh. So wheat harvesting. And so this is another photograph showing urad, whole. Okay, not the grinded one. So this is whole, urad dal. Again, can you tell me what is this? This is tur. Okay, arhar or tur. I have also shown one photograph earlier. And so this photograph shows this bacteria, okay, nitrogen fixing bacteria, rhizobium. Okay, this is nitrogen fixing bacteria known as rhizobium, that is present in the root nodules. Okay, microscopic view, rhizobium, that helps in fixing nitrogen into the soil. And so this is, I think you are familiar with this. This is P. So this is another photograph showing P. This is mung dal. Okay, this is mung dal in the form of beans, mung beans. So this is the mung dal. I think you are familiar with this. You're eating it. This is a mung dal. This is mung dal whole. Okay, whole one. This is masoor dar plant. Okay, lentil, red masoor plant, the legume. And so this is masoor dal whole seed. Okay, with the plants. This is masoor dal half. I think you are familiar with this. And this is another photograph showing masoor dal, the leaves, the flower, and the dal. Then so this is photograph showing gram. I think you are very much familiar with it. And this is ragi. Okay, it is also known as finger millet. So this is a ragi plant with the ragi grain, with the food grain here. It is also known as finger millet. Okay, ragi. And so this is another photograph showing finger millet, that is ragi. So this is bajra. I think one photograph is also included in our book. So this is bajra cultivation. Here in the inset you will find the bajra grain. And last but not the least, this is another photograph showing bajra cultivation. It is also known as pearl millet. Okay, pearl millet. So this is a photograph showing bajra crop. So these are the important crops grown in India. Is there any other question, boys and girls?
No, sir.
Okay, so let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class. Thank you all.